I got a really good question today. There was also a really good compliment, and it went something along the lines of, how do you stay so focused and never veer off track and just stay laser focused on your goals and your grind? And the first hint to the answer is that I don't. I actually don't do that, but I'm going to show you how you can get close. Let's talk about it.
The Creator Podcast.
My name is Dion Williams, aka Dion Does, and I truly believe that we were all created in the image of the ultimate creator, and therefore it's in us all to create. And this show aims to help you and I both level up in this four-dimensional game of life so that we can go out and create for good, whether that's for ourselves, our family, the community around us, but all of this a part of a generational vision of a family of creators coming together to be the difference. Let's be the difference, creator family. Welcome back to another episode of the Creator Podcast. I appreciate you guys so much. Please keep dropping them 5-star ratings. Please keep leaving the written reviews. They make my day and they help move this mission and this movement forward. Again, I got the question. It was from a student of mine. Oh, yeah. Another question I got a couple days ago from someone that's not a student of mine. They asked, hey, what do you mean when you say you're students? Like, I'm listening to this podcast. Does that make me your student? Well, when I say that, I'm talking about someone that has actively paid me or is paying me through one of my online training programs, through one-on-one coaching or consulting. That's who I'm talking about. So someone that, trusted your boy enough to give me some money. That's what I mean when I talk about my students. Now, I had a student ask me that, though. They asked me, man, you just seem like you're always locked in. You don't ever sway. You set your mind to something, you achieve it. When you have goals, you're locked in. And how do I do that? How do I not let my feelings, how I feel, get in the way? And I'm super paraphrasing. It was a little bit of a longer conversation, but this is the essence of it. They said sometimes I don't feel like working. I just don't feel like it. So what do I do when I don't feel like that? And how do you get over it? Because it seems like you don't have that problem. And my first part of that answer is that actually I do. I'm not perfect, not even close. And I don't ever want to come off that way. And that's why I try to spend so much time talking crap about myself, just to give you guys a clear picture, because it's tough. And I've talked about it a lot in the other podcasts. Maybe I need to have a dedicated episode to it at some point. But comparison is so hard to avoid, especially with the internet and social media. I feel like I'm pretty conscious and pretty aware of the fact that people just try to put their best out only and always act like they got all their stuff together and try to come off perfect. And so I'm super aware of that. And so I try to always avoid doing it. But even with that, you know what I mean? No one's in a race or in a hurry to post their bad days, right? Especially me. Like if I'm having a bad day, I'll usually try to find some way that, maybe someone else can learn from it. I might send an email, or it might turn into a podcast episode. But I'm having a bad day. I'm not feeling good. I'm not in the mood, right? And usually that's not getting shared online. Like that's with everyone. And so just understand, unless you are literally following me around or you're someone that's close on my team and you get to see me every single day, be careful with your assumptions. I'm so far from perfect. And like I said, that's never my goal to come off that way. And you got to be careful. No one you follow is perfect. The girl that you obsessed with, when she wake up, her breath be stinking. And that's dangerous. Very, very dangerous. That's not even the topic of the day. Maybe we'll have that as another one. But that was my first answer. Like, hold up. What do you mean I don't? You dang right I fluff up, right? I have days where I want my day to go a certain way, and it doesn't. Just be, and it's not rocket science. It's just I messed up. I wasn't locked in that day and I didn't get as much done. Like I have those days. Now, I will admit that they are, at least from the people that I know, they're significantly less than average. And I would say I do a really, really good job of staying focused on the things that are most important to me. And I think I can help you with that. Okay? So I don't know the way yet. Who knows? Maybe I will. And you guys may be the first ones that I do update when I figure it out. But I don't know how to be perfect and never mess up and not slip on anything. Okay? And again, I'm talking all phases of my life. My faith, my relationships, all of them, my marriage, my friends and family, my parenting, my health. All right, we go to our energy, my health and fitness, and my economics and my finances. Like, again, I've slipped in all of those areas. So, and little slips, big slips, all of them. But how I'm, for the most part, able to, like I said, if, on a scale from, I would give myself an A. I would definitely give myself an A. If we're giving letter grades, I give myself an A in focus, in grind, and getting stuff done. And my secret behind that is a strong reason why. That at the end of the day, that's always been one of the biggest difference makers for me. And what do I mean by that? A reason, and it's very simple, actually. It's not complicated. Your reason why is why you're doing what you are doing, right? Because it's not, whatever you want to do probably isn't that unique, right? You may want to be an athlete, right? You may want to be an NBA player. All right, congratulations. You and a million other people want to be an NBA player. You may want to save the world and end world hunger. You're not the first one that wants to do that, right? You want to build a business. You want to get out of poverty, whatever, cool. A lot of people want to do that. Now, what was really going to separate you from the competition is when you can get really, really deep on why you want to build the business, why you want your relationship to be successful, okay? You want to get clear on the why. And then when you have a clear why, in those moments where you're tempted and you maybe want to fall off and you're not feeling it. Because again, that was the core of what the question was, like, man, when I'm not feeling it, how do you still keep going? Because that is something I've gotten really good at. I don't know. I've had podcast episodes that I didn't feel like doing, right? I've had some of these I've had to crank out late just before they were supposed to go up. I had other stuff going on, or I had to prepare, like especially on like the Sunday fun days, like the Saturday before, I might be trying to get a lot of work in so I can be with the fam on Sunday. And I want to sleep. Like my body is telling me, Ninja, let's sleep, not let's get some work done. And so when you, instead of focusing on your feelings in that moment, you need to focus on the results that you're trying to get, aka the reason why. Okay? And here's the secret. When you get really good and really focused on your reason why, instead of you having to push through these tough times, your reason why literally pulls you through them. Okay? It pulls you through sleepiness. It pulls you through being sick, being frustrated, wanting to give up, all of that stuff. The reason why is the secret. Now, this is the part of the podcast that we call putting some feet to it. We want to take some action, get it in motion. All right? Can't just learn the principle. You got to execute on it. And there's a compounding effect, which we talked about in a previous episode. After you keep executing every day, you're going to start to get some momentum and your life shall change. I promise you. I'm already getting the feedback, all right? So as we put some feet to this, I want you to get crystal clear. You can just pick one, your biggest goal, okay? And don't just tell me what it is. I want you to understand why are you doing it. And the deeper you can go, the more of a force you're going to have pulling you in these times of despair or confusion or frustration or anxiety, whatever it may be, okay? Some of my reason why. And we get deep with this. Originally, I'll tell you one of the weakest ones I've had, and it works, There's just levels to it, okay? An early one for me is I wanted to make money, right? Why did I want to be an entrepreneur? Why did I want to be getting business? Because I was broke. I was sick of being broke. That's not a horrible reason. It's not a very motivating one either, though. And especially after you start to make some money, that won't keep you going. I promise you, boo-boo. That's not going to keep you going. All right, so can you go a little bit deeper with that? So when I get into a lot of the reasons why I'm doing things, it gets down to the level of calling. Obviously, you guys know I believe we were made in the image of the ultimate creator. So I believe in a God, and I believe in callings, and I believe in specific assignments on your life, and I believe I have a specific one on my life. And so when you're created for a purpose, right? Imagine your TV remote. It is successful and it is achieving its purpose when it's being a TV remote. Now, it could be a great baseball bat, but that's not what it was created for. Okay? And so a lot of the work that I'm doing, stuff like this podcast, there's a sense of calling given to me from the Most High. That's, ooh. And when we get deep on that, that'll bring chills. It's a calling. Right? God loved me so much that he gave me something specific that's unique to me. You can't do it. And I'm not saying you can't do a podcast or you can't do any type of teaching or nothing like that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but my specific assignment, what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, you can't do it. You can't do it. It was given to me. And I take that very, very serious. All right. Also, when we get into deep reasons on why I do things, right? I am obsessed with, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna go to another one. Of course, my family. Okay, that's not a hard one, no. But as a husband and a father, right? A lot of what I do is for my family, and a lot of it is motivated from how I grew up and not wanting my kids to have to deal with stuff like that. That'll get you. That's deep, right? So when I would rather sleep, but I'm like, you know what? I have a certain life that I want my kids to live and experience versus what I did, right? That'll motivate you, okay? And for whatever reason, I think it's tied into calling too. I've always been this way, but I have this weird ability to obsess over individuals that I've never met before, right? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't cried yet, but I've been close just reading some of the reviews on the podcast. That stuff really means a lot to me. And I'll be up late at night talking to my wife about stuff like this. Like, man, someone sent me a tweet. Like, I'll just be in a mood sometimes. My wife's like, what's wrong? I'm like, man, someone sent me a tweet. They're really struggling with this. And I prayed and I'm trying to think, what can I do? You mean that random ninja from Idaho? Yes. I'm stressed out about this. How do we went to go see, I'm not remembering it right now. It was the movie with Jennifer Lopez and like the strippers and they were like finessing and all that stuff, right? There was a part in it. I can't remember. My wife even said, she's like, I knew this was going to happen. Like, I was watching that movie and I started to feel bad about strippers. I was like, yo, everyone in there, like, some of them don't even want to be there, right? They just got dealt a bad hand of card they got dealt a bad hand. They ain't have any type of support and they almost felt forced. They don't know what else to do. I'm like, babe, how can we help the strippers? We got to help the strippers. She was like, Ninja, I knew you was gonna try and start some stripper foundation. I knew I shouldn't have brought you here. That's me to the fullest. And so that's a reason that drives me. And that's a deep reason why I feel a weight on my shoulders. And that's tied to calling. And so I'm a hard guy to beat. If you on the other end and we competing, it's hard to beat me when you doing it for money. And it's that reason why that separates. So what he was asking is, man, when I don't feel like it, how do I keep going? I said, you got to get deep on your reason why. And then you focus on that. Don't focus on the feelings, right? Because I'm not superhuman. I don't know how to make the feelings go away. I have a lot of those bad feelings. I don't focus on those. I focus on the results. I focus on the reason why. So your homework for today is get crystal clear on what you're doing, right? That's where we got to start. What are you doing? You want to be an NBA player? You want to be a butt naked underwater juggler? whatever it is. And once you've got that, let's get that reason why. Zero in on that and go as deep as you can. And do not settle for, I got to make money, right? Although I don't want to shame you for that, because making money is not bad in any type of way, or even wanting to. That's not bad, but it's not going to be enough to really be the separator. So go as deep as you can, write it out, put it on paper, or put it in your notepad, on your phone, whatever works for you. And then bring that boy, I literally read it when you're feeling most challenged and the feelings are really winning in the moment. Pull that out, read it out loud. All right, close your eyes, put yourself in the moment as if you were to achieve that, right? And let that be what pulls you through that season or that situation. It's your reason why, people. I love you guys. Make sure you check out freecreatorcode.com. Get the code that we live by as creators absolutely free. That is my gift to you, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. God first. God bless.